Oh, hey guys, Jack here. Continuing my look on Kamen Rider 01, i.e. the riders, we're going to look at the next two riders in the series to be part of the main cast. Well, to be part of it since the beginning. Ignore that, that's my mom who apparently, like me, does not understand the concept of quiet. Ignore her. That's your problem. So, let's look at Kamen Rider Vulcan and Kamen Rider Valkyrie. First, of course, being Kamen Rider Vulcan, whose real name is Isami Fuwa. Now, to contrast with Aruto's love of human gears, Isami, or he's called Fuwa, so that's how I will be referring to him. Fuwa hates their guts. Their robotic digital guts. This is because, as a kid, he was part of the Daybreak incident. For that, I should probably clarify what that is. The Daybreak incident involved a man-made city called Daybreak Town, which was best guess either the original location for Hidden Intelligence or the original factory. However, on the day of the launch of the Ark, ignore that, yeah, everything went foobar. Very foobar. And Isami lost most of his family in that result. Unfortunately, this was later retconned. Yeah, as it later turns out that these were all implanted memories. And as the series went on, he leveled out with human gears, not wanting to destroy them all entirely, only those that turned evil and threatened humans. I can respect that. Now, what's with the snake memories? Well, it turns out for our next two riders, the company that created the organizations known as Artificial Intelligence Manslaughter, I don't think that's it, or Artificial Intelligence Manhunt Squad, that sounds a little better, AIMS, which the company I'm going to say now is Zaya. I don't know if that stands for anything, but still. Again, in any case, he and Kamen Rider Valkyrie, whose names I'll get into when I actually go over her, were implanted chips in their neck that allowed them to transform. And as a result, the chips were easily hackable. But eventually, over time, Fuwa was able to start resisting the control. Was able to start resisting the control to a point that that through willpower, through sheer will alone, and wanting to see his dream come true, or at least to fight until he finds a dream of his own. Which I don't know if he does, but I hold out hope for him. Eventually allowed him to build up enough resistance to the chips to being force controlled by the chip. And at the end of the series, he actually works as a freelance Kamen Rider protecting the city. I don't know how he henshins though. That's because near the finale, Fuwa and Valkyrie had the data and the chips that allowed them to become Kamen Riders either deleted or removed. Or blocked. And Fuwa was forcefully transformed with a Zetsumetsu progress key based on the Japanese wolf, which was actually the progress key of another character that I originally wasn't going to go over, but I really think I should. But that's besides the point. However, because of the forced transformation and the fact that his belt was not designed to use a Zetsumetsu rise key, his henshin belt broke. But again, seeing how he transformed into the trailers for the movie, which, once again, hasn't come out by the time of this video, he does eventually get the he does eventually get a new one, and the data in his chip has been restored. Give or take. But in any case, let's go over his transformation item and Kamen Rider Valkyries. But before I do that, I just remembered, I need to go over to other belts. Yeah, this show has a lot of transformation belts. This is the Zetsume Riser, which hacks human gears and allows the main organization, MetsuboJinrai.net, to take control. By inserting a Zetsumetsu key into the slot, said hacked human gear can transform into the monster of the week. Later, during the second arc of the show, we got a new belt, the Raid Riser. The Raid Riser is sort of the Zetsumetsu Riser for humans. By using regular progress keys and inserting them into slot, normal humans can transform into new monsters of the week, called Raiders. Not like Raiders of the Lost Ark, they're completely different. Obviously. Why? Well, it's going to come up here in a few minutes. But let's get into Vulcan's forms. I forgot to go over his transformation device. Dang it. Okay. Now that I finally remember, his main transformation item is the Ames Shot Razor, which is a belt that doubles as a gun. Meaning if he has no equipped weapons, he has normal weapon. I like belt guns. Or guns that transform into other things. Point is, I like it. Now, you can clearly see the different transformations in Fu and Valkyries. Yes, I'm going to go over the transformation items. After pressing the trigger, for any progress key really, Fu will pull out the keys till it's forced to open. He'll then press it into the gun portion of the Shot Riser and shoot and lift it in front, on either above him or in front of him, depending on if there's an enemy close to him, and then pull the trigger, of course shouting that classic henshin. For Valkyrie, it works a little different. After she presses the button, she actually puts the progress key in the gun portion of the Shot Riser first, then flips it open, and then pulls the trigger while it's still connected to the belt portion. But in any case, this is Vulcan's main form, Shooting Wolf, which, as you can guess, is based on the Shooting Wolf progress key. Now this, once again, is to contrast Aruto's main form. Although it has lower speed, running speed, and jump height, he does have more punching and kicking power. Now, how the finishers work. There are two ways to do the finishers. By holding the belt portion and pressing the button on top of the progress key again, and then pulling the trigger at an enemy, the Shot Riser will say the first half of the progress key's name, in this case for Vulcan, shooting, and then it will say blast. By connecting it to the belt portion, then going through the same motions, once again it'll say, again for Vulcan, shooting blast, but it'll add fever at the end. Anyway, let's go over those finishers. For shooting blast, Vulcan fires four blue energy constructs of wolf's heads from the Shot Riser attached to the limbs of the enemy and crash it into a nearby surface. The following energy is transformed into energy pins, securing the target in place. Vulcan then charges the shot riser and fires a ball of blue energy that can melt through things in its path, including the enemy. Oh dear. Now, we never really get to see the shooting blast fever, so no reason to go over that. But I should go over the weapon that is used most a lot by aims risers. This is the Arctic shotgun. And similar to the Arctic caliber that 01 uses, it has both a sword mode, it has both an Arctic or case, hang on,